Hi guys, thanks again for joining me and watching one of my videos today. I hope you're really enjoying the content. I hope that you're learning something new. If you have any questions about any of the stuff that I'm talking about, don't hesitate to drop a comment in the comment section. And if you do enjoy these videos, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel so that you can see more. Thank you. Enjoy the video. Hello everyone, thanks for joining me in my video today. Today I'm going to talk about a different type of loop structure. I know last time we talked about while loops, and I believe we talked about do while loops. Today we're going to talk about another loop in Java that's very useful, especially when you know exactly how many iterations that you want to loop. So for this example, we're just going to do a really simple for loop. As you can see, the structure is really it's somewhat similar to the while loop. There's also some differences. So as you can see in the while loop and the for loop, there's the condition statement, so that the condition statement that keeps the loop going. In this case, it's number less than 25. But unlike the while loop and the for loop, you're actually able to put more content within that parentheses and do a lot more things at one time within that parentheses that you're not able to do in a while loop. Specifically, you're able to initialize the variable that you're actually going to be using. In this case, I use a number variable, and you get to increment, decrement, or however you change the variable all within the loop parentheses instead of doing it within the body of the loop. So those are some couple differences that you may notice when comparing the while loops and for loops. They really do, they're really similar, but some are better than others in certain situations. And sometimes it really just has to do with your preference. In this case, I'm saying that I want the for loop to loop as long as the number variable is less than 25. And each time it loops around, I want to say that I want it to print out what the current value of the number variable. Really simple example. You can get much more complex examples than this, and you can do some really cool stuff with for loops. But I'm just showing you a really simple example so you can get the general concepts. So let's go ahead and run this. What we should get is we should get the numbers from starting at 0 all the way up to 24, because that's the last number that's less than 25. Let's see if that's correct. Yep, and that's exactly what we get. So very similar to while loops, but some key differences here is that inside the parentheses, you don't just have the condition statement, like you don't just have what the condition is that the loop for the loop to continue. You also have the initialization of the variable that you're actually going to be evaluating, and you have the increment or decrement statement within that parentheses. So the for loop allows you to kind of combine a lot of information related to the execution of that for loop all within the parentheses. And it's a really good loop to use, especially if you know how many iterations that you want a loop to perform. Another example that I have for you here is called an enhanced for loop. Sometimes this may be referred to as a for each loop. In Java, those are both referring to the same type of loop. For each loops are specifically to iterate over some type of collection data structure. So it can work with arrays or array list or other data structures that implement the collection. So basically, what you're going to be doing here is that in the for loop, instead of including the information that I showed you previously, which is the variable that you're going to be evaluating, condition, and what you're going to be doing each time in the for loop to the variable that you're evaluating, for example, incrementing or decrementing, in a enhanced for each loop, you really need minimal information. So you just need to let the program know what type of data type that this collection or the data structure is, what type of data it houses. So are there strings in that? Are there integers in that? Are there doubles in that? And so on. And then really all you need to do is you do a placeholder variable here just to refer to the index position within the data structure, and then you just have the name of the data structure. So for this is basically saying that I want to repeat this loop as long as there are still elements inside of this data structure that I haven't gotten to yet. That's what a for each loop basically does. So for each of the indexes inside of this data structure, I want to perform this iteration, which is just simply printing out the current index value. I have two examples here. For each loop, I created two different data structures. One is the color array, which I just have four different colors: red, blue, green, orange, and the array list, a different type of data structure, a more dynamic type of data structure when compared to the array, because it actually resizes itself when you add or remove values. But we'll talk about that a little later when we talk about different data structures in Java. For now, I just want you to understand that a for each loop can be used for certain type of data structures. So for this one, I titled this array list number array list, and I just added numbers 1, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And I basically created an enhanced for each loop for each of these to basically just display the contents at each index, right? So as you can see here for the colors array, it's a string type array. So I indicated that here, and I have a placeholder variable. I just called it S, but you can name that whatever that you would like. And then I have the semicolon and the name of the actual array. So, and then I just have the print out each index basically. S is referring to the particular index that the for loop is currently evaluating. And then the same for the integer. The array list is it holds type integer. So I signified that here. I have a placeholder variable here, semicolon, and the name of the actual data structure. And I just print out the value of each index. So if we print all these out, basically we're just seeing what's inside of these data structures. So what we should get is we should basically get a list of red, blue, green, orange, and then we should get a list of 1, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. But let's see if we did this right, and let's see if we get what we're expecting. It looks like it is correct. And if you guys have any questions about this, please comment. If you have any suggestions for improvement, anything that you're kind of confused about, please let me know. Or if you have any ideas about some future videos you'd like me to make, something you're wondering about, let me know. If this did help, please subscribe and like, and thank you. I'll see you next time. Thanks.